Just wouldn't give up on it, just a little touch on the grass, and with the front and...
But the session would end with drama for Marcus Ericsson as he lost the rear into turn 11 and suffered a big shunt, followed by his car catching fire. Thankfully, the Swedish driver climbed out unaided and was picked up promptly by the fast-arriving medical team.
But what is Leclerc's problem, and is Leclerc actually going to go for it here? And oh, he can't stop! And he has gone straight on into Brendon Hartley, and you could see that that was coming. Charles Leclerc's first ever home Grand Prix in Monaco has ended with retirement and big damage as well to the Toro Rosso of Brendon Hartley.
You did see his left front brake fail. As soon as he hit the brakes, puff of black carbon dust and brake failure, then it won't slow down. He did actually rub the barrier, but the problem came
Only hours
that.
before qualifying starts, Brendon Hartley wrote off the rear of his Toro Rosso and his chances of starting qualifying in practice 3 in Barcelona. As the car snapped in two on the crane, it was heartbreak for the team, who'd risen to P10 with Gasly.
Is 360 degrees, and Hulkenberg could do nothing to avoid him and goes off the track loop.
Overtaking you, it's like a big pendulum, and that
Moves out, and then suddenly there's a hassle. Great start there by Verstappen. Brilliant defence from Valtteri Bottas.
Bottas got his elbows out, he had to, and eventually Verstappen
Oh,
was...
and it's a massive crash. It's Brendon Hartley, and he's got tangled up with Lance Stroll. And coming out of that chicane, Hartley got squeezed up against the fence, but Williams, an innocent bystander in that.
I'm a little bit surprised Brendon was out there, to be honest, but not as surprised as Lance Stroll was, clearly.
There is a packed grandstand of Lance Stroll supporters down at the hairpin, and the local hero didn't even get the chance to race past them.
Stroll got some oversteer in the middle of the corner, the back end stepped out, he had to countersteer, he had to turn into the slide just like you do on an icy road, and that took him into the path of Brendon Hartley. Hartley pushing his luck on the outside of turn 5, I must say.
Oh, he's gone off. And a big crash there for the Toro Rosso. Now, what happened here?
Something definitely broke on the car.
Red flag, session stopped. Brendon Hartley going into the barriers at some speed, and an anxious look on the face of his team principal, Franz Tost. The three marshals very, very quickly on the scene.
Brendon, are you okay?
Yep, suspension failure.
Confirming there, Anthony, your first reaction, something broke on the car.
Yeah. Oh, it's a front left that failed in a big way as soon as he hit the brakes.
Yeah. I've not seen something like that since your Toyota teammate Sebastian Buemi
in China.
China and Shanghai, when both front
That's
wheels
the
came off.
upright failing, isn't it? On the brakes. As soon as he's hit the brake pedal, that's it's literally ripped the brake and upright from the car.
And I tell you what,
lucky
very
not to go
lucky
over
indeed.
into that barrier.
That car.
But that's what the halo's for, of course.
It started to dig into the gravel. You'll see as it goes on board, nothing now Hartley can do about it, and lucky that it didn't flip over.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think you have to agree that's why we have the halo.
So the impact would have been severe enough, Ant, to register the lights in the cockpit, where the medical car immediately gets dispatched to go and make sure the driver's okay. So as you can see, okay, and walking towards the medical centre there.
And it's
Brendon
lights
Hartley.
out, and away we go here at Spa. Hamilton gets away well, Perez as well, covering his teammate. Hamilton moves over to cover on Sebastian Vettel, and there's locking up in a crash, and Fernando Alonso goes over the top there of Charles Leclerc's Sauber. Also involved Nico Hulkenberg in the Renault.
Okay.
He got hit from behind by Hulkenberg, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He gets a thump now and spun around and cleared. Look at this mess that's made of the side of that McLaren. So what we're about to see is Hulkenberg get too deep on the brakes, locked up, and boom.
Wow, just could not stop in time. Nico Hülkenberg going straight into the rear of Fernando Alonso. Charles Leclerc suddenly sees orange across his visor, and Fernando Alonso out. Charles Leclerc losing his rear wing as well. And we can see now what it looked like from on board with Charles Leclerc. He wouldn't have known what was coming. He did now.
You can see all the water out of the radiator of the McLaren. That's poor driving going into someone. They all know the challenges of La Source on the first lap. Situation is blocking his route out.
So Hülkenberg and Grosjean there, tangling.
Yeah, I don't. Roman Grosjean. So, yeah.
So he wouldn't have seen.
Also, as they're on low throttle angle there.
Oh, that's a big crash as well, and that's the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. Red flagged the session. Session suspended, and Paul, there was absolutely nothing he could do. The car just went on under braking, just stepped out from underneath him.
When you have spectacular ones like that, the energy's dissipated over a long distance with all the bits and pieces flying off as well. It's not the sudden stop. They're the ones that really hurt. So whilst it looks spectacular, as long as nothing comes into the cockpit to get you.
The mechanics are looking at the DRS on Leclerc's car. I think we could be looking at a DRS failure. The rear wing flap has not reattached, has not gone down as it should do as soon as Ericsson touched the brake.
You okay? No idea what happened there. Okay, are you okay?